Right now. All right, we're gonna kill. Should we kill the music? We'll kill the music for now. We'll kill the music for now. All right. So for VG on the blue team, we have Groot and Lindis being banned out, and also a third person that's just not banned. So all right, must have been a little AFK, or maybe they're just feeling that confident about this game. Don't know which one. We got Violet, Malik, and Crest being picked. Oh, and switching it to the Annette. Can we just talk about how great that this is? All right. Over on the NTG side, Marja, Ignis, and Crickneck all being banned. So all three very top tier heroes. And do we dare see the Preta? Preta coming out on top of that with the Nekroth, Mina, and the Telenos? What is this team? We haven't seen Preta in forever. He hasn't been meta in so long. I like it. I like it. I want to see this. I want to see this so much. All right, and if we look back over on the blue side, we got Crest finally coming out and Liliana. So great looking team over on this blue side. Let's go back over to Red. Red picking up Lubu as the final pick. So they have two pretty tanky heroes. They have a Nekroth that is very elusive and going to be able to get to that back line. And then they have Talanis and the Preta. So that back line for this blue team is really going to have to be careful. So Liliana, Annette, and Violet all going to have to be very careful with a Nekroth in play. Preta does throw an interesting, wrench into the situation. He's able to throw out those really good skills from a distance, and also have a little bit of disrupt within the team fight. So if played well, he can really cause some havoc in those team fights. Preta's one of the, I would have to say, could potentially be one of the better team fighting heroes in the game, just with all of his abilities. But he just doesn't have the damage just out yet. So once he gets a little bit more balanced, I think we're going to see him all over the place. But he is still very good. Don't get me wrong. So if we look at the abilities, it looks like the Nekroth is going to be in the jungle, as well as the Violet for that blue side. There's not much else as far as the abilities. A lot of heals that are out. So Crest, Annette, running the heal, which is I would say pretty normal. So Crest, I hope, is going to do either probably going to go that tanky route, and Annette's more than likely going to go that magic damage. She's very strong with that. But yeah, Preta with the heal in mid, I would like to see him with Flicker, just because he doesn't have any mobility. So rocking the heal, it's nice to have one on your team for sure, and also having one execute. But I would have rather seen the heal on another character. But hey, what do we know? What do we know? So the game is about to start. Apologize for the coughing. It's been a lot of excitement. We didn't get to cast the PVL yesterday because of the teams not being here because of the Valor series that is going on in Brazil. And so tonight is going to be our first games, and I'm just geared up and ready. I hope you guys are as well. So again, this is VG and NTG. By the way, shout out to my boy Devil dropping the host. If you guys do not follow Devil, please. Devil Heroes, my main man, met him at TwitchCon. Legend, people say. Legend for sure. So go make sure to drop a follow on my dude. Anyone else that followed along the way, thank you so much.
Get ready.
Let's get into
Minions
this.
will be deployed in 5 seconds.
All right. Both teams rush into the river, and I don't think we'll see an invade. I don't really see either team having a great initiation or anyone that can really dominate in that early range. But and that's exactly what we're seeing, is that we're seeing both of the teams kind of back off. Malik and Annette both in mid, watching it very closely, and it looks like Malik is going to back off. Violet is in no danger at all of losing her blue, and Nekroth actually did get a leash on his with from the Talanis, so he is well ahead of this Violet. Violet did not get any help, even though Annette and Malik were very close to her. So I would say that is a bit of a misplay, but hey, a good defense though. Ooh, Mina coming in, actually hitting the hook. Not much else there, but Annette coming in, throwing out the damage. Does punish for coming into the mid lane, which is exactly what you want to do. You want to keep those punishes lively. Ooh, Liliana getting hooked there by Mina, and Nekroth was very close, and that could have been devastating. So they need to play a little less aggressive, and you can see Preda charging up his ability, throwing it out there, and look at this. 3 people coming to mid, so that'll be 4 total hanging out, and it looks like Lubu did realize that everyone saw what was just happening and is choosing to go back. Looks like Nekroth and Mina are trying to have some kind of gank squad. They're trying to find this Violet, if I'm not mistaken, or possibly gank this Liliana, and Liliana outright completely caught out, and that will be first blood, and the first blood will be going to Preda. So a great you either want to give it to a mage or the jungler. The marksman is a close second for sure, but the great stuff. Mina actually dropping very low. Violet does not pursue, doesn't get the dragon either, so a big loss for them. Nekroth now in pursuit, and oh, Violet missing because he ran into the bush. Big misplays all around. Following up on the Talanis. Talanis not auto-attacking and running away. I would say that is a misplay. Her auto-attacks do slow, which could cause Violet to get stuck in her tracks while trying to pursue. And it would just be huge. And Violet hitting the creep with the ult. And now hitting the tower from what it seemed like. And Crush figures it out. Violet misplaying again. The pressure is on, and it's hard to keep up with all of the pressure, and it seems like she's just misplaying after misplaying. She rolled right at the wrong spot and does not get over the match, and she ends up dying. Or does not get over the wall and ends up dying. Thank you so much, Roar, for the host. I really do appreciate it. If you guys don't follow him, go follow him right now. Zelf is here too. Oh! Go follow my dudes. All right. By the way, thank you, Lasagna, for the gifted sub. Appreciate your guys' faces. All right, back to the action. You can see that Nekroth trying to get that red buff, even though was pressure, does come out with it, so good for him. So right now, it is a pretty one-sided game. This red team does look like the better in the early game. They were able to get the dragon. They did get the 3 kills. The overextension by this Liliana and the misplays by Violet are the things that really stand out for this blue team that they need to improve on in order to capitalize on any of these other fights that are going to be coming up. Annette's doing a great job all around the map. Has been everywhere she needs to be. Does miss that stun, which is going to really punish. They're going to get really punished for her. And you can see that Annette dropping down to about half life. Picking up the heal. We have 5 heroes here in mid. And Mina coming in, going for this Liliana. They are targeting this Liliana this entire game. Liliana about to hit level 6, which is going to give her a good damage spike. Mina coming in, ulting all 3 heroes, and that is going to be a triple. And Crash just barely gets his ult out, but he is going to go down. He has nowhere to go. All 5 heroes here, and that is 3 kills and the dragon coming in. So Malik up on top, nowhere to be found, trying to push this tower as quickly as he can, but is just not having a great time. All right, so if we look, the red team picking up the tower, which is a great call, and also picking up the mid tower. So picking up 2 towers, then going to dragon. whatever way you slice it, they are getting the objectives and they are making the plays. So Malik still up on top. He's 0 for 0. He has not been around any of the fights, so hopefully that farming that he's been doing up top will get him to the point where he's going to be able to pick up his team that has been struggling. So it is a 1 kill to 7. The red team does have 2 towers, 2 dragons, and 7 kills. They are up by about 2K, about 2.5K. Which actually isn't as much as you'd think it would be. It should be a lot more. I mean, 2K is still a lot. But for having 2 dragons down, I mean, each one is potentially this early on is worth 2 kills. All right, Annette, bold move, trying to go in. And look at this. There's 3 heroes. Blue is just really not in the great position. Annette doing a wonderful ult. She may sacrifice herself to do that. Preta's ult coming in really threw a wrench in that. It looked like Annette was going to be able to get away, but Preta throwing that skill out just did so much damage that she couldn't react quick enough. Malik now getting chased by all 5 red teams. Looks like 3 of them are backing off. Mina coming in, able to hit Malik, but no red team to follow up since they all backed off. Kresh down on bottom, trying to do his best, trying to get these towers, get these objectives. And again, the blue team just hasn't got an objective yet. Malik getting initiated on, did get his ult out, which is great. It's going to slow down the enemy team's assault. But he is going to have to back off. No kill on there. No team that went up top either. So the 3 people shown on top, and look at this. There's still not a single person that went to top. So poor Malik needs to back at this point. Hopefully he can get back in lane before anyone comes to steal his tower. And this is what I'm talking about. So we just saw 3 heroes up on top and not a blue member reacted. And now look at this. 2 people showed down on bottom, or 3 people, I apologize. And look at this. 4 red members are here to make sure that that doesn't happen again. A great ult. Tolana's following up with her ult, stunning everything. Kresh trying to do some damage control, throwing out his ult, trying to stun. And look at this. Annette is running for her life from this Necroth, but he is going to go down, and Kresh is going to follow in her steps. So, man, it's just these team fights. They just have no... they don't know where this red team is, and they just come out of the woodwork, and they are just on top of them, and they're just not able to really use their kits in the best way possible. Kresh is normally out of the situation when Annette and a Liliana obviously are following each other around and trying to set up plays, but Kresh isn't there, and is same with Violet. Violet has been basically by herself for most part of this game. Violet landing a good ult onto Mina, but again, Mina being that powerhouse as far as armor, doesn't do much. Does not do much. Violet now coming with her team at this point, but look at this. Oh, a great... Annette didn't even mean to do that. Hits Necroth, and then Annette landing a great ult, which saves Violet from Necroth, and he's going to back up there. Malik's still doing a great job up on top, but he's got to know that his days are numbered now that he can see Violet. And this is what I'm talking about. Perfect example. You just saw that there were at least 3 heroes up top. You saw Talanis, Necroth, and also Lubu. And look at the blue team. No reactions at all. If they would have stayed and continued to push this tower would have been gone and top would have been dead. But there's still no reactions. And look at this. This is what I'm referring to. He is just in such a bad position. Such a bad position. He had nowhere to go. I mean, his team isn't there. No reactions. And I don't know if it's just a break in communication, but that's things that you got to know. Things that you got to be aware of. Looks like Kresh very low. Does not have his ult, and he is going to go down. 5 heroes in mid, so now it is a 5v3 in favor of this red team. It is a 1-14 game, and the goal difference is starting to become a serious problem. And Amina jumping in, trying to land the her skill does not. Oh, and Annette stayed just a little too long, hopefully trying to save her her tower. But oh my gosh, Talon is so low, but Malik didn't want to pursue that. And look at this. Oh my gosh, Nekroth going in on everything, which he is so confident at this point that this blue team just doesn't have the damage, and he is so right. Violet and Malik both end up going down to Nekroth and the Preda combo. So great stuff there from this red team. This red team is playing out of their minds. Like, blue is making a little bit of misplays here and there, and I would say the biggest issue is that the team fights didn't happen early enough for the blue team, and this red team is really taking full advantage of it. They're not giving an inch, and look at this. You can already see they're starting the Dark Slayer. They're getting these objectives. I mean, they have 3 dragons already. And this blue team, I don't even think they've seen, other than the first dragon, they haven't seen dragons since then. They haven't really been able to walk out. They know that Dark Slayer just got taken. Hopefully they don't try to initiate onto this, because look at this red team fully collapsing onto Annette, and Annette, without her ult, is gonna go down, and Kresh trying to do his best, but he has to run away. He actually jumps back in, which is a misplay. Malik coming in very late to the party. Should have stayed back in base, and Nekroth doing his damage to the Violet. And look at this. Nekroth is just all over the place. I gotta say, he is everywhere you want him to be. He is 6-0-14. There's no one else that has participated in more fights than he has. He has been a part of every Dragon Kill, Dark Slayer, and maybe even the towers. Who knows? This guy's playing out of his mind, and you can see that he is very comfortable on the high skilled cap champion that is Nekroth. And this should be the end to Game 1. So NTG will take that Game 1, and we'll be going into Game 2. All right. So, that was crazy. Like, the game just was so one-sided. I gotta say, I think that it came down to their picks. I don't know if they're not comfortable on some of their heroes or what, but the blue team definitely is going to have to really figure something out. They were playing a little, what's the word? Like, disconnected from each other. There wasn't a lot of... I don't know, break in communication or something along those lines. But maybe they'll turn that around into this game too. So let's go ahead and get that lobby created. So give me one moment. All right. So lobby's been sent out, so we'll go ahead and start some music while we're waiting for that to go. By the way, so I'm sorry if I'm missing everything. Ziggy, welcome, chap. Good to see you. I Godsley, good to see you. Rain, there was a Malik last game. When you're top lane, it's very difficult to know when to like help with team fights and when not to, and I totally understand like figuring that that kind of handshake thing out. 7.7 win rate on 13 games for Violet and 65% win rate on 80 games. Damn, devil. But I've seen Preta one-hit someone. It's unreal damage. Yes, he definitely scales up towards the to the late game for sure. He can do some really cool stuff. I like him. I like him as a hero. I really do. I think he's awesome. I just think that he's not meta right now, and I think that's the biggest problem. Ziggy, welcome. Good to see you. NTG's doing a great job. Not engaging unless they have the numbers. That's true, Naughty Cash. I'm just trying to get caught up on chat. I apologize that when I'm casting, I try to focus on that as opposed to anything else. But thank you guys for hanging out, lurking, being part of it all. Loose Leafs, what's up? The other team got clapped. They, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Enable better Twitch TV. I think I did. Nicken. That's a good name. Amazing shoutcasting. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've been practicing. I've had a few weeks. This is week 9. I've done a few shoutcasting things in my life. I'm trying. I'm not 100%. Like I'm not up there just yet, but you know, we'll get there. So give me 1 second. Just doing a ready check, making sure both teams are good to go, and then we will start this next game. Like Violet had those stats. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So we're just waiting on one. So everyone's in the game. We're just waiting on one member. It looks like they're maybe having some communication. Free entertainment. I love this. Unity. That's what I'm talking about, bud. Free every day. Welcome. Come on in. Hang out whenever you want. By the way, we'll just do a quick, you know what? YOLO. Where's it at? Join the giveaway, boys. Why not? It's free. 1,000 voucher skin for whoever wants it. Just type in !skin. Get in there. Who won the first giveaway at the beginning of the stream? The person who won at the beginning is... Let me check my... It was Wolf or the Gamer. The Gamer was the one who won that. So if you do win, please just make sure you request it today so that I can do some more tomorrow. You can only do 3 giveaways per day, and it's kind of sad. But yeah, by all means, hop up in. Everyone's got the equal amount of chance to win it. The only thing you have to do is just follow. That's the only stipulation. Just hit a follow. I mean, it's not too much to ask, I don't think. But a lurker has been spotted. There's so many lurkers. I love it. That's cool. I'm down. All right. Okay. We're still waiting on one more person. All right. Once we get this going. All right. Starting the game. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna wait for bans to go out, and then once the bans, you requested the skin, Gamer. Perfect, dude. Thank you. I'll fulfill that after this match, if you remind me. Free entertainment, giveaways, neighbors Wi-Fi, yeah. Oh my gosh. Unity's living the life right now. He's living the life. I love it. Thank you so much for them follows, boys. I appreciate you. All right. Bans are going out. Like I said, I would normally wait till after the bans, then we get into the game, and then we go from there. Roman, what's up, dude? How you doing? Welcome. Kim Bay, it's always good to see you. Thank you for always hanging out. Appreciate you. Unholy Icon, my dude. Welcome. Get in there. Get in there. All right. Bans are about to be done. So let's get into this, boys. Again, we mute the music just so that we don't hit copyrights when we upload these to YouTube. If you want to see these on YouTube, Premier Valor League, type that into a search result on YouTube, and you will find my streams and also the Premier Valor League of all of the games. There is 9 weeks of content. So there's two games per night on a Wednesday and Thursday. Make sure to go follow if you want to see more of these, or if you're just, I don't know, interested. By the way, this is week 9. Week 12 is going to be the ending of this. There will be all sorts of stuff going to be announced probably in the next week, so be ready for that. So if you guys are interested in some of this stuff, make sure to drop follows, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, we have Crickneck, Ignis, Marja being banned out. We have Mina being picked, Crash being picked, and also Talanis. So very odd that we see similar. The biggest thing is Crash is the oddball from the last game. Otherwise, it's basically the same team. If we go over to VG, it looks like Chugnar being banned, which is a great ban. Malik and Mr. Groot himself. Velheim, Zenial, Aram, and Omen. So I gotta say, Omen is the odd pick out of all of this team so far. Preta getting shown again, as well as Zeal for this blue team. So if you weren't here for the game 1, the red team needs to win this in order to go to game 3. NTG did run away with it in a pretty big way in game 1, but we will see how this one goes. So hopefully their picks are a little bit better than what we saw last game. So they're actually throwing Zenial into the jungle. I'm so confused. So VG throwing Zenial into the jungle, or are they going to go to the Velheim? Are they having a Velheim jungle against a Zill? What is my life right now? So Crest is rocking the tower. What's that called? The tower disrupt, which is... I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry. Give me one moment. Sorry. Recovering from being sick. So I think they're throwing Velheim in the jungle. And I don't know how I feel about that against this team. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out for them. So right now, the blue team is looking great. They have Zill for some great damage, Mina for some tanks, Talanis that's going to be in the back line, Kresh to hopefully defend Talanis as much as possible, and Preta for the damage. If we look over at this VG team, Incarnate is going with Zenial, which I hope that he's sending up to top lane. That's normally his lane that he plays, so I would assume that as much. And then Omen, again, going to have to be in the solo lane. Arm's going to be the support, obviously, running around, but does have Flicker as opposed to a heal. Flicker's good to be able to lock down someone like the Talanis. And then there's the Raz and the Velheim. I just don't know how this Velheim's going to go. The entire team, I would have to say, rests on Velheim's shoulders, because if he succeeds, he's going to be able to carry quite a bit. Not through the entire game, but he's going to be able to carry quite a bit of the weight. But if he fails, he's going to be just complete dead weight that the rest of the team's going to have to haul around. And you could say that with a lot of positions, but having your jungler not be in that great position is, oh man. I would have liked to see someone like a Zephys for the red team. I think a Zephys instead of a Velheim would have been much better. Being able to be tanky, have that stun, have that disable, especially since you banned out Chugnar. But they specifically banned out Chugnar because of the Velheim. I mean, it's such a great counter pick, and it looks like they might actually try to initiate onto this. Mina does see this. Great positioning. This is what supports are supposed to do. And look at this. Kresh there, ready to go. Zenial jumps in, finds Zeal, and they try to get it, but he executed it much too quick. And look at that, Preta throwing out great damage. So the red team is going to have to take the L on that. So Zenial had that dead to rights, but hit his punish ability a little too soon and really paid for it. This match down on bottom, Omen versus the Talanis. I would like to see Kresh and Kresh and Talanis probably switch going against the Zenial, because, man, once Omen hits level 4, it is going to be a good night for Talanis. But maybe we will see the outplays. We do have Amina rotating down the bottom, which is a perfect example of what you should be doing. Looks like Aram is roaming around quite a bit. Has not found anyone. Is level 2, so does have that massive power spike at level 2. So when she is able to throw out her wolves, big things happen. It's a really good amount of damage, but it's just crazy how much mana it costs. going up to top. It looks like it is just a very much of a slap fight. Not much going on there. Talanis still dealing with Omen. And look at this. You can see that she's very scared. Ooh, actually, first blood coming out for VG, but Zeal jumping in very close to... Oh, they were able to take out Zill as well. So, I'm not sure who actually killed Zill, but it looks like it was Velheim. Velheim was able to pick up the kill onto Zill, which is huge benefit for Velheim. But Talanis does walk away with a kill for the red team, or for the blue team. The red team did pick up that dragon, so right now, from what we saw last game, VG is completely turning around their ways. We can see Aram throwing out some damage, and look at that damage. It's just so good when you land those abilities. Raz doing great job throwing out some of these fireballs. And this lane is going to be the deciding factor. If Omen is able to kill Talanis, he's going to get a big advantage over her. And you can see he's trying pretty desperately to get these skills. So Mina really needs to pay attention to this down on bottom, because I'm assuming that this is about to be the next kill. And you can see he is just prompt and ready for it. Talanis is going to have to back up, and it looks like there is a bit of initiation. Tries to throw it and ults and misses. So Omen missing the ult, which is not what you want to see. That is a pretty long cooldown, and he's going to have to wait for that to be back up, especially with this team fight that's brewing in the enemy jungle. All right. We have not much going on, and right as I say that, we see an initiation onto mid. 3 heroes there. Zenial trying to ult in, but just not close enough. Zenial jumping back in, trying to get that Zill kill. He does pick that up. So right now it is a 2-for-1 exchange. And Velheim showing up just a little too late to the party. But that was a Mina and Zill for Aro. So a great start off to the fight for this blue team. But once Zenial came in, it really changed the complete dynamics. And oh, he backs off! What is he doing? Omen had her dead to rights. He could have ran a lap around that tower to kill her, and he ends up backing off. He really thought that there was going to be more heroes that were going to be coming down. Mina did show up just a few moments later and could have taken that kill. So they are showing that they are about to do dragon, so that is a good time for the Velheim and also the Zill to react to this. You can see the Zill's dragging his feet, and that's not what you want to see out of your jungler. Maybe they don't want to initiate onto it, but look at this. His entire team is Raz getting just deleted by Preda, and also the Velheim getting deleted. So this is the power of Preda right here. We see Zill finally coming in, throwing out the ults. Aram does lock somebody down, but it doesn't matter. She gets taken out. And the red team really loses that fight, but does get dragon. So comes up even. They're still ahead on money. But I think that the amount of kills that they gave to Preda right there is going to really come back to haunt them later on. I gotta say, this bottom lane is just really perplexing me on how Omen has not killed Talanis. Talanis is either doing a very good job staying out of range, out of the way, and look at this. I think he might be AFK. And it looks like he is finally back. So the red team has the advantage, but just barely on this blue team. So they just need to keep this going. And look at this. Velheim running straight into this team, and he is just completely dead. There's no reason he should have been right there at that moment. But man, does he get picked off. Omen, knowing that that team was right there in the jungle, has to flicker away in order to get out of that situation. Top tower does get taken out from this blue team, and this blue team, you can't say anything bad about them being able to try to go for these objectives. Every dragon they've at least attempted to put some kind of emphasis on. Zenio coming down onto bottom. They should initiate onto this Talanis. That's exactly what's happening. But Omen lagged behind, clearing up the minions as opposed to trying to initiate. And now look at this. Mina's the person that gets ulted as opposed to the Talanis. Talanis was the one that was going to get initiated on, and they end up letting her slip through everything. So this Omen, I really gotta say, is just struggling to make the plays. He's focused on farming as much as possible and trying to play that solo life, but just really needs to initiate onto the right targets. Hitting Mina with that ult was the wrong person that he needed to hit. All right, we can see this red team is setting up for the dragon again. So as long as this red team can still hit every one of these dragons, they're going to potentially win this game just from the money alone, the extra money each time that they're getting. Omen doing a great job. Does see that Talanis did leave the lane, instantly goes to pushing. I got to say that is a great move right there. He should actually even push further on this right now while the red team is doing this tug of war with the blue team. The blue team does see Omen down on bottom. He is going to probably sacrifice himself for that tower, which I don't know if I agree with. Zenio coming in, actually able to throw out some heals, but he is going to go down. And you can see Zenio now chasing down this Talanis, not able to get to her very quickly. And you can see that Velheim right behind. But Preda just throwing out, just chunking people's life. Every time we see that skill go off, you can see a quarter to half of the enemy's life going down. Dragon being taken out by red. So right away, honestly, Omen dying, getting a tower, and their team getting dragon is a win in their book. Velheim needs to be careful, very low on life, while the rest of this team, one Preda skill is going to just drop his life. He's making a good call to recall back to base. Zaniel doing a great job pushing this bottom tower. It looks like Omen and them did switch, which I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. I could see it being intentional just because of him being closer instead of trying to push this lane down here. Arum getting very close to ending her own life by running into that bush, but luckily did get the notion to back off on that. So here we go again. Does risk it for a biscuit and was able to get that. Zenio coming in, dropping the ults. He is able to chase down Talanis, but they choose to back off. They got the tower. What more do you want? Dragon being spawning in 15 seconds. This is where their main focus needs to be, is these objectives. Picking up the Sentinel along the way. More gold in their arsenal. And that lead of money is going to make up for whatever bad plays that they end up getting along the way. So Dragon just spawned. It is enraged. What are they going to do next? It looks like they are looking to push. Crushed, throwing out an ult. Biggest misplay we've seen this game. Really just going to have to sit there and think about what he did just now. A big misplay on his part. Look at Omen doing his thing. This is what you love to see. He does have his true damage up. He does not choose to stay very long, and he is going to be able to get away, and he's going to go right back to it. And you can see Velheim already taking advantage while the blue team is focusing on the Omen. This is working out perfect for them. Omen's doing such a great job staying alive in the lane, which is exactly what you want to do. And they pick up the enraged Abyssal Dragon. They got the damage buff. They got the dark buff. They are looking great right now. This is the completely different team that we saw last game. It was 1-17 last game, and now it is red team about to run away with this. And look at that damage by Preda. Preda just chunked Velheim's life by half. And the red team now in a predicament. Mina does get the initiation on. You can see Omen thinking about trying to initiate onto the Talanis. Backing off. Zenio coming in, dropping the ult. Zenio in hot pursuit. The movement speed, they're able to catch up. Crash getting ulted by the Omen. Big misplay there. He is not the target you want. Velheim coming in, throwing out his ult. Throwing out the damage. Look at the damage that he's getting. But Zill just not able to connect with the Velheim. And he is going to get taken out. Now it is just down to the Talanis. And look at this. They are really doing it. They are doing such a great job. The top tower gets it taken off. In that entire fight, the creeps pushed it down. Will they keep in hot pursuit of this? You can see Preta throwing out the damage, chunking Velheim every time. If Velheim and Preta go into a fight, I think Preta is going to end up winning that, unless Velheim gets those stuns off. All right, so again, checking in with the red team. 5 towers, 4 dragons, running away with it as far as money is considered. So this Velheim that I was exactly saying is that if he doesn't get shut down early, and he's going to be, the team's going to rest on his shoulders, and that's exactly what it seems like. Omen has been doing leaps and bounds better than he was at the beginning of this game. He's really started to find his stride. He kind of knows where his place is in this game, and look, doing a wonderful job, sitting, getting ready to push, while the rest of the team, while the rest of the blue team sits in mid and is waiting. And you can see this blue team is very worried. They're not playing the same game that they were last game. This is whole different set of rules that they're playing now. They're staying very close, trying to initiate, trying to get a kill just to get this momentum into their favor. Zenio actually jumping in onto Zeal. Preta coming to help, but Zenio so tanky. Oh, and this might be what they need. Incarnate barely getting away from the Talanis. No pursuit. I don't know why. It's probably because Omen and mid all getting pushed. They don't pursue Zenio. You can see Velheim very, very ready to throw down. I don't know if this blue team's going to be able to do this. We're going to need to see an amazing Crush ult followed up by Mina, and then hope that Zill can get to Velheim to crush that. And right as we're talking about that, red team not taking any chances, going to the Darkslayer buff, and then picking this up. I love what I'm seeing. Red team's doing leaps and bounds better than last game. Velheim does need to get healed before he potentially runs in, or at least gets quite a few of these jungle creeps, and then that will get him back up to full life and get him into a place that he is ready. So it looks like they're actually going to summon the dragon and get ready to push down this mid. Zill is in a very bad spot. He needs to get out of there and get grouped with his team. Once you hear dragon, you know that this team wants to throw down. Or even if they don't want to throw down, you need to get that dragon down, or it will do this to your tower. Look at this. Already half life, taking down the high ground tower to half. Red team now switching it up, going up to top lane. Ooh, Raz hitting a great fireball onto the Talanis. In Arum, if we see a great ult, and I'm really surprised that we haven't seen Arum actually flicker in and ult. And I would expect to see that about now. She does get ulted right there. Or, I'm sorry, does get hit. Omen throws out his ult, hitting Preta with that under the tower, and I think he flickered in for it. So maybe a misplay. I think that this red team, with all that being said, needs to be careful. They are down Omen's ult, and really Omen, they need to push the other 2 lanes. Omen can handle the top by himself. Red needs to focus on mid and bottom and leave Omen up here to just completely push, so that the blue team has to sacrifice a high ground tower in order to initiate onto this red team. But again, they're just not doing that. They need to push this bottom lane and keep those 2 lanes pushed while Omen does his thing up top. Use them to all your ability. So right now, let's check in and see how this team fight's gonna go. Ooh, Raz actually getting initiated on. Does get hit with the ult by Mina. Does do an amazing job getting out of there. And you can see that Velheim is just laying down the damage. He's hitting the wrong target. Zill tried to initiate onto Velheim. Velheim needs to get out of that situation. Does, luckily. And Velheim taking an L and backing up. And you can see that Incarnate is trying to get out of that situation. And that is a 3-for-nothing exchange. It really started with that Raz. Raz jumped in just way too deep. And that really started off the team fight in just a very bad way. Velheim overextended in at the beginning of that fight, and it really set them up for a set them up for failure. You can see that the blue team wastes 0 time going for this enraged abyssal dragon, which is exactly what they need to do. They're gonna go ahead and pick up the buff. Oh my gosh, they didn't pick it up. They didn't pick it up. Crash does see it. He's maybe gonna pick it up. Oh my gosh, NTG doesn't pick up the buff.
A red team tower
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. The red team may be able to walk past this and actually pick that up. It didn't give the notification, so if they have any idea what's going on, they should be able to see that no one picked it up. It gives a nation or a map-wide notification, Roz, and it goes away. Oh man. Wow, it despawns. Wow. So, okay, so let's see if this red team might be able to do what we were kind of hoping for. Omen needs to sit up on top, hang out. They need to push mid and bottom. This will give them the ultimate, it will feel like the blue team has to spread out in order to save each lane. And that will give this red team such an advantage on being able to push and keep these lanes fully in the right direction. Also, that means that if they lose a team fight, there's only one lane that this team's going to be able to push. All right, at any moment, this is about to break out, and you can see that the high ground tower about to get destroyed. That's what I'm talking about. Chips it away. Those siege minions, just little by little, will crush those towers. And we got a full-on initiation. You can see everything getting thrown out onto Aram. Aram still alive in the middle of everything. You can see Tolanis throwing everything she's got at him, and then Mina was the one that gets taken out. Roz landing a nasty fireball, does get him. Zale back behind the enemy lines, trying to get the Velheim, and no luck. Preda might be able to kill Velheim if he's not careful. So during all of that, it looks like top was taken out. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. High ground tower taken out. It's all about chip damage when you're doing these kinds of pushes, and their red team is doing it wonderfully. Zenial now down on bottom, and look at this minion. This siege minion just crushing this They're gonna get this unless Preda looks what's going on. Oh my goodness. One more high ground tower and it's gonna be gone. And I don't think the blue team can save it. So these minions right here should be able to finish this off. This siege minion is going to be the thing that breaks the back, and that is it. So this blue team just was not able to keep up with it.
Blue team tower has been destroyed.
So now that is big boy minions for this red team, and the red team is picking up the Dark Slayer. They tried to pick up the Sentinel at the same time. The Sentinel ends up resetting, and at this point, they don't even need the money. They're in it just for the buff. They do get the dragon. They're all gonna heal, push down the middle, and probably win this game. I don't know how blue turns this around at this point. I think if they do, blue, even with the kills, just doesn't have the objectives that this red team has. And you can see that most of them are still trying to finish their last items. This red team is full builds on almost on every single person except for that Roz. Ooh, Preda landing actually a good skill onto that Velheim. That could be a decision maker if Mina would have flickered in there. That would have been huge. That would have been so huge. They would have been able to get that Velheim. Velheim does not have his reincarnate ability, and just barely barely misses Velheim on that. And you can see the minions coming in. Everything's closing down on this blue team. The initiations are about to start here, and Zill does get his ult off, and it lands over by Velheim. Velheim is taken out. Oh my god. You can see Aram back in the back line trying to get away, and Zenio getting taken out. So close, and he finally is taken. Omen down on bottom fighting with Mina, and look at this. They did a great job saving this Tolanis. Tolanis trying her best, but look at this. The rest of the team is too busy trying to save the minions. What turned into such a great team fight all of a sudden is no more. Arm getting taken out, but she does have the ability to come back. And you can see that Mina trying her best. And Preta throwing out the big boy skill. Doesn't hit, doesn't finish off Aram. Trying his best. And completely out of mana. And actually ends up killing them both. It's down to Preta and Omen. And ends up defending the base. So now it is Preta trying his best to finish off as much as possible with this Zill. So what a great team fight there. So the blue team is still in this. That fight just caught them up so much as far as money. I know it seems kind of silly at this point, but look at the gold difference all of a sudden. That is half, almost half of the difference that they just got in that one team fight. The catch-up gold in this game is just so massive. Velheim doing a great job, is initiating onto the Enraged Abyssal Dragon. You can see Zenial coming in with the ult to help out. So this is going to be a buff for them. If the blue team actually goes over and initiates on this, Velheim absolutely needs to have the Reincarnate ability. Him not having that is just a big misplay. And let's talk about the fact that they didn't get the Dark Blessing buff. The blue team could have had that that last team fight. All right. So red team now starting up the fight. I'm really not sure what Velheim's doing at this point. More wasting time. He is complete full build. He has so much money he doesn't know what to do with, but still trying to initiate onto jungle minions. This is a big misplay by a lot of players in the games, is that they're just kind of buying time as opposed to pushing tangible or real objectives. All right, Velheim down on bottom by himself. He needs to be very careful. Does initiate onto Zill. Zill tries to jump in, and that is going to be the end for Zill. Oh, but turns it around. Velheim has to use his ability and almost kills Velheim. Got very cocky there, and while that's going on, you could see that the blue team is just struggling. Zenial in the middle of everything, trying to kill that Talanis. Preta right there with him. Preta throwing out the skill. Big boy damage coming, and just crushes the team. You can see Preta really wants to get that Velheim. We got the ult coming in from Preta and just clearing the minion waves. Absolutely clearing the minion waves. This red team has no idea how much they have to kill Preta. Finally goes down, and that should be it. The two tanks are just not enough to finish this off, and Velheim is still hitting minions as opposed to the tower, and there he goes. That will be game number 2. We will be going into game 3. All right. Woo! That was awesome. Such a good game. And like I was saying early on, is that Velheim was going to be the thing that either makes or breaks that team, and that's exactly what happened. Don't even neglect how much damage that this Raz was doing that entire time, but Velheim was making or breaking team fights with staying alive, which is very hard to do when you're a marksman jungle like that. No jungle item for Zill. Yeah, especially when you get to the later parts of the game, something along those lines, it makes sense to sell it. So I definitely can see why they went that route. But man, woo, that was a good game. So it is 1-1. NTG has 1-1. Vanguard has 1-1. And we're going to be getting into game 3, boys. Game 3 coming up. Stick around. Be ready. Buckle up. Don't go nowhere. If you got to go anywhere, get you some popcorn. It's about to be a show. It's about to be a show. All right, let me send out the invites, and then I'll catch up with chat. So I apologize I wasn't able to catch up with chat during that. I was focused on making sure I was casting everything that I could. Dude, he didn't sell it. He just never bought it. Wow, really? That's bold move. If still built right, I think they would have won. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh yeah, so giveaway. So the person who won the giveaway is going to be GB. Congrats, buddy. So let me write that one down. Skin 1000. GB. Congrats, buddy. If you can, GB, send the request immediately. Or at least tonight. I don't care about immediately, but yeah. Rigged? Well, guess what, boys? We've done 2. We got another one brewing, so stick around. We'll do one at the after the first game of the next set. So stick around, be ready for that. Not gonna do it just yet, but make sure you stick around for it. Reminding you, thank you, gamer. Appreciate it, bud. Keep me true. Keep me true. Is that 3? Nope, it's only 2, bud. Only 2. But yeah, if you guys like skins, you're in the right spot. All right. Man, my voice was nice shirt. Thanks, Vix. You like it? Mufasa. Mufasa forever. Be prepared. That's been my thing today. Dude, my voice, woo! I was having some issues. It's evil and cute in the same way. It is. Oh, I got more Vicks. You wait. Show up here my next stream. You're gonna see another one. And then I got the Bowsette shirts on ready to go. Let's get caught up with chat. What did I miss? No jungle item. That's crazy. Wow, look at all your views. Well, thank you, Kylie. Appreciate it. You guys, thank you so much for lurking. I really do appreciate you guys. Gamer, thank you for reminding me. Be prepared. APOC knows. Yes. APOC, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream, man. Sorry if I missed you earlier. Did Team Supreme already play? No, they did not. So I believe that they're playing on they're either playing on the other channel. Hang on, let me double check. I don't want to tell you wrong. Team Supreme did not play. They were not scheduled to play today. That I can see. I think they played. No, they didn't. Where did you read that? Hang on. PVL. Where'd you read that? Let me look at it. So team. Oh, okay. I apologize. So, in the other stream. So my stream is going to be Vanguard and NTG, and then it was supposed to be Pride Stark and Trash Time. Pride Stark is in Brazil for the Valor series, so we won't have them. We'll actually have another one. They are live on the PVL channel right now. Game 3. There you go. It's pretty cool that the Arrow streams AOV in his spare time. Checkmate, you ain't the only one that's ever said that. Thank you so much. I take it as a compliment. He's my uglier brother. It's okay. I know. Yeah, if you guys want to see the other set of games, Premier Valor League is the Twitch. Go drop them a follow. You can check them out as well. If you want to see the end of this VG versus NTG, stick right here, and we're going to get going. That shirt keeps tugging my childhood heartstrings every time I glare at it. I know. Me too, buddy. Me too. Do you post to England? What do you mean? What do you mean post? Oh, do you do I send something? Yeah, I'll send it wherever. I just sent what's his name? What's his name? I'm trying to remember. Luke. I just sent Luke some crazy stuff. I sent him like $300 of like equipment the other day because he won a giveaway. I like to give away my old stuff because it's like kind of old. Let's go. You guys can win the next round. Yeah, let's see. I'm excited. So like I said, so the game's live. We're gonna wait for bands to go out and then we'll start the casting from that point on. Are you streaming tomorrow? I think I might. So if you guys want to hang out tomorrow, by all means, come in. We'll see what's up. I might take Saturday night off, so I might only do like I'll either stream Friday or I'll stream most Saturday until towards the night. I'm trying to my friends have been giving me a lot of crap about not going out, so I'm like trying to at least have some of a social life, at least once a week, I guess. I don't know. Who needs that? Who needs social life? So I'll either not stream tomorrow and then stream all day Saturday, or I'll stream tomorrow and stream most of the day Saturday. What do I think your Lubu play? Amazing, dude. Lubu's pretty underrated right now, I would have to say. They have a chance. Both teams have such a great chance. So I would say NTG's showing in game 1 is something that you don't want to shake a stick at. VG, I think they just got outpicked in that first game, which just led them into the rest of the game. But that second game, VG landed. They didn't necessarily win every fight, but they were winning the fights that mattered around the objectives, which was I think the best part. So the bans are done, so let's get into the game and start casting this way. All right. So we have Groot, Mina, and Crest banned for this blue side, and we have Aram, Ignis, and Cricknack banned for this red side. So again, it is 1-1. VG won the last game. NTG won the first game. This is game 3. Whoever wins this takes this series. We have Malik, Batman, and Pura. So Batman has got to be the craziest pick. So in low-ranked games, he's amazing hero, but in higher-ranked games, he's very hard to execute well with. You have to have the games under your belt to be able to execute with him, especially in games like this where people know what's going on. So we see Annette, Nekroth, Joker, and Prada. So Prada's got to be the pick of these games. We've seen him in every single game, which has been great. I love seeing that hero. He's such an awesome set of skills. So we see Zenio being picked up and also Raz being picked up for this blue team. Going over to the red team, Roxy getting picked up. So they needed a tank, and I would have to say that is definitely one of the tankier people in this game. So we have a Batman versus Joker. Yes, we do, Android. So I don't know. I think I got to give it to NTG's team just from the pick phase. If we look, they look like, as just on paper, look like they have the better team. The Batman, I would have to say, is the weakest choice out of all of these heroes, but does have the ability to execute at basically any of these heroes very quickly, except for the exception of the Roxy. Slightly dying over here from my voice, so I apologize. I'm just getting over being sick, so I'm trying to mute the microphone as much as I can when I'm coughing so that I don't bother you guys. But yeah, I think that Batman does have an ability, or the ability to have a footing in this game, but I think it's going to be a tough fight for him. I really do. So that's why I would think that just looking at the team concept, I think that the red team's got this. Annette with the disengage with a Batman on the other team is going to work wonders if he tries to initiate onto any of their teammates. The Nekroth being able to get behind the lines to get to the squishy hero of, say, Raz. And also the Vanguard team does not have a marksman. Marksmans are so important. Look at last game. The thing that won the game was the Raz and the Velheim. The rest of the team definitely supported those two heroes and did wonderfully, but I would have to say that was their biggest thing that they had going for them. Right now, we have Malik and Zenio and Pura, so they have 3 just teammates to support a Batman and a Raz, so it's not a great team in general as far as damage is considered, but they might be able to outlive whatever they're up against. So, again, that's my thoughts on the VG team. But as far as the NTG team, looks wonderful. They have a marksman, which, I mean, unfortunately is Joker, but he will be able to get those early game kills with his rocket and his ult. But towards the late game, he a little could fall off. A net wonderful hero to have on your team at any point. In the Preda, we've seen the Preda just working wonders for any team that he has been on, and I just wanna see more of it. I like it. So right now, no invades. Both teams going straight for their blues, and you can see that Annette doing a great job. This is what we saw last time. We saw that they leashed the blue and really got this jungle going, and you can see that Batman does have a faster clear time than this Nekroth. And he is still behind this Nekroth. It's such a good thing. So I think the Pura needed to do some leashing for the jungle. And can they get away with this right now? I don't think that they're going to be able to. Raz mistakenly resets the buff, and that's just going to give Nekroth the perfect opportunity to go in on this. Pura now having to run away. Ooh, does get a good stun. Great job for both VG running away from that. If we take a look up on top, you can see Zenial trying to run away from Roxy. That's going to be a never-ending battle up top. And again, they do see the net roaming the jungle, trying to get some information out. Nekroth very close to the Pura. Pura very... until she gets her ult, is very susceptible. If this lands and he would jump in, so if Preda's skill would have landed there, that would have been huge. You can see Annette does get hit by that skill. She's level 2. I'm really surprised Batman doesn't initiate onto that. Annette is in a very bold place right now. And, oh, this is going to hit... Oh, it only ends up hitting one player. So right now, a great stun. This is with the initiation that we're talking about. Batman getting taken out. Pura trying to do her best to heal as much as possible, but it's just not enough. And Malik is going to be the next person, and it all started with the Annette stun onto the Batman and the Pura. So that is 3 kills and the dragon. That is going to set this NTG team in the right way. And that all started because Batman didn't choose to initiate onto Annette like he should. I think he was just concerned that maybe there was more heroes there than there wasn't. But that small initiation that both of them, so even the people that were mid, the Raz and the Pura, instead initiated onto the Preda, could have just easily walked over and threw some damage out onto Annette. Another great stun. Annette is all over this team. Batman hitting level 5 and using the ult for the first time that we've seen this match. Looks like it wants to initiate onto this mid. Does not have boots from what we can tell, and ends up wasting it on the Sentinel. So instead of using his ult, he ends up taking out the Sentinel. Isn't a bad play. I mean, that's 30 gold per person right now, and also the money for himself. A little bit of catch up, I totally understand, but man, I would have liked to see him try to throw something out onto a net. Raz throwing out a fireball onto a net, so really needs to punish this the support that has just been running rampant everywhere. You can see that a great initiation and then Malik coming in, hitting nothing but air. Raz still throwing out as much as possible. Batman very close with his ult. And it looks like he's going for Joker at this point. Joker does get initiated on. Malik throwing out his abilities. The bat is there, and Joker's able to walk right out of that. While that's happening, Nekroth, Annette, and Preda initiate onto Raz. So this right here is, I would say, not the thing you want to be doing. Initiating onto 3 heroes, potentially 4 heroes now, because you are down so many characters. And look at this. This is what I'm saying. Pura goes in with the ult, knowing that they're completely outnumbered, knowing that they have no teammates anywhere, and Batman and Pura both taken out. Roz missing an important fireball there. But again, this is again a recap of what we saw early on in the first fight. This team just doesn't have what it takes to make these plays. And again, Zenio, we haven't seen Zenio throw out his ult unless it got interrupted during that point. But it must have, because we don't see that he has it. Red team now picking up another dragon. So, and the blue team actually ends up taking the dragon. So what I thought was the red team's no doubt dragon, the blue team picks it up. That is a huge bonus for them. That is what they need right now. If they would have lost that, that would have just been detrimental to everything that they're trying to pull off here. And they end up taking it. So Roz, great job. And we saw him do an amazing work last game towards the late game. The early game was a little iffy, but they did end up pulling it out in a victory. Batman running right next to Preda, not able to initiate. Batman does have the bigger jungle item, which is good. But you just have to be careful, and now we can see Zenio jumping in, but Batman doesn't back off. He's still in hot pursuit, and Roxy was able to take out the bat. So we have still some initiation. Roxy, they're initiating onto the wrong target at this point. Roxy can easily withstand all of that damage, especially being up on top, and you can see she is. Pura having to throw out the heal ability, and Malik pushing mid while his bottom is being taken out. Oh, a great stun. You gotta give it to the Sinette. Is on point with those stuns. Joker taking out the bottom, and that is 2 towers now for this red team. Annette running down on bottom to throw out some support to the Joker. Instantly gets stunned, canceling his ability. And this is what I'm talking about. Joker's going to be able to run out of this and is in no danger at all. Just, bad luck after bad luck for this blue team. All right, Dragon is up. The red team does see this. The blue team is gathering around. But Zenio does have his ult, so we should be able to see that. Looks like Pura just resetting the buff, trying to get stop them from going in on it. Malik trying his best to save this tower. Needs to get over to Dragon. They either need to defend it or get away from it. One of the two. And it looks like they're possibly just going to give it up at this point. Pura going in, does see that it's pretty low, tries to throw something out, but oh, a great stun. Oh my god, the devastation that is coming out. Zenio coming in just in time, but just not enough. And you can see that the red team is now scattering. The blue team somehow pulling this off, especially with the Zenio there. And now they're trying desperately to kill off this Joker. And they are going to be able to take him out. And Malik ends up getting killed in the process. So that Zenio ult really saved the day. It made that fight a 5v4 and really turned it around. At first, it looked like with that Annette landing that stun onto 2 of them, it was going to be in the complete other direction. But Zenio came in, dropped the heal, and was able to get a lot of his teammates, or save a lot of his teammates. Zenio did pick up that blue buff, so great job for him. This Zenio, I mean, really has been up top the entire time. He's 1-0 and 3 assists just from that one fight, and has been struggling against Roxy just like anyone would, but is making the plays. Batman and Pura actually taking out Roxy through that whole process. So a win for sure for this blue team, and they just caught up. So even though the red team has 3 towers and 2 dragons and 3 more kills, the blue team has taken the lead in the gold. So Roxy dying there really swung the gold favor into the blue team side. Oh, and Roz just in a very bad predicament. Not paying attention. Thought that he could initiate. Who knows what just happened. And now giving up just as we were talking about how good the blue team was coming back. Now we have to sit here and watch this. The Roz getting taken out right as the Abyssal Dragon gets enraged. And this is going to be a surefire win for this red team. Batman trying to do his best to going into it, but oh my God, they forget it! And Zennial's gonna pick up the buff. Zennial gets the buff. This is the second time NTG forgot the dark blessing. You gotta be kidding me. NTG did it last game, and they did it again. Pura trying to run for her life, but it is just too little too late. Zennial coming in with that buff is going to be able to do a lot of work here. And Malik coming in, the big boy swings coming out, but he is going to be taken out. And this blue team falling apart here. Zennial still has that dark blessing buff, and he is going to be able to use that, but he is going to get out because of it. So the huge initiation that just happened by the red team and the blue team choosing to fight that. Such a mistake on the blue team's part. They have the Darkslayer buff, and they chose to go in on that. And look at this. Batman should be dead to rights. Joker nearly missing. And it's not what you want to see from this blue team. The blue team is just getting these chance after chance to come back in this game, and they keep throwing it on these just minor misplays. So Roz able to pick that up. Oh, Zennial actually ends up picking that up. So again, let's go over the Pura. 0-4, 5 assists, not doing too bad. Does have Gaia's, so she's going to be very tanky here shortly. Going to be harder to kill, I should say. Maybe not exactly tanky with the regen that she'll have. You can see this. 3 heroes in mid. Roxy up on top has not shown yet, and they're choosing to look at how aggressive they're being. They don't know where Roxy is. They don't know where the rest of the team is, and yet they're so sure about pushing this. All right, they do see all 4 heroes. They do see Roxy, and now they are choosing to back off, and looks like they're going to try to gank this top lane. Batman going into the lane, and again, since he has finished that jungle item, he is completely kicked out of stealth, and now he's going to have to wait another, I think it's like 20-30 seconds. Zennial's, I mean, we got to give it to him. He's doing everything that we need him to do as far as on this blue team, to keep pushing lanes, to keep people moving out of that mid. So doing things like this really put the swing in the other lane's favor, so that they have to. Batman should initiate onto this team right now, and sure enough, they finally do. And Joker instantly killed. Roz doing a great initiation himself. Malik coming in. There's all 5 heroes here, and it is a tower and 3 kills. Oh, and they do find Roxy. Roxy in a bit of a trouble. Does hit Batman. Batman's going to be taken out. Nekroth doing a perfect job, not backing down. He is going to be able to get this high ground tower. So that's a perfect example of what you want to do. If you're pushing a lane, if you're an Omen, a Nekroth, a Zennial, something along those lines, and your team just died, get something out of it, and that's what they just did. Now, Nekroth does need to back off here. He does see that 3 heroes still are pushing. Joker is up. He needs to get over to this side and offer some support. Running straight into 3 of the teammates, he does back off, but they should be able to get this. They should be able to get this blue buff. So I think man, look at the gold difference. It's so close. It's so close. Like 3 towers now for this blue team to 6 towers for the red team. Red should be winning this a lot more than they are, but the comeback money that this team has right now is just so massive. Pura very much risking her life just to get through that little passageway right there. Look at this. I love what NTG is doing right now. Anyone that runs to mid, overextends at all, is going to run straight into the full team. I think that they should do Darkslayer right now, and Pura is going to be the bait that is about to happen. And oh my god, they're falling right into the trap. This is going to be huge. And there he goes. The initiation. You see Annette throwing out, getting Pura into the wrong position. Zenio ulting in way too late. Roz being taken out. They're just picking them off one at a time. Batman is in the complete other side of the map while all this is going on. Zenio trying to run for his life. The blue team pauses the game in the middle of all of this. In the middle of all of this action. So it might be that one of the heroes is AFK at this point. If I had to guess, I would assume that it's Batman. All right. So we are starting it over again. It looks like Zenio is gonna perish through this. And oh, hesitates a little bit. Incarnate now having to back up. And I think this might be the end of the game. So it looks like someone on the blue team is struggling to reconnect from what it looks like. And man, that Pura you just have to be careful with situations like that. All right, so blue hopefully back at this point. The red team in. I see that they're backing off. I think that they maybe should have pressured this. All 5 heroes up to 2. I think that they could at least get this high ground tower. And Batman just does no damage. How is that possible? Annette was so tanky. Withstand that entire barrage from Batman, and Batman just gets crushed. Malik jumping in, trying to do his best. He's trying to get out of there, but look at the disruptions that are coming out. He is taken out, and this is what I'm talking about. Just push and win the game from this red team. A great Annette stun into Pura and Roz, and that is the game. Annette did amazing that entire game. You cannot take that away from her. 1, 2, and 16. Ooh, great games all around.